Hi, my name's Emma. Welcome to Book Chats. Today I'm talking about The Spellshop by Beth Durst. I loved it. It's gorgeous. It's like cottagecore perfection. The illustrator and book cover designer did such a good job. Of course, they jumped on the sprayed edge bandwagon, but I love that it's like just this really lovely purple that perfectly matches the title font color. It's just it's so gorgeous. And having read it, I can confidently say that the outside is a perfect representation of the vibes on the inside. It was published last year, 2024, and it is an adult fantasy, but it's cozy. It's cottagecore cozy, and it translates to like a light PG-13 rating. With that, I'm going to jump right into the inside cover. Kiela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Kiela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Kiela discovers, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help fix up her new home. What a trial. In need of income, Kiela identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries. But magic can do more than make life a little sweeter, so Kiela risks the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much needed secret spell shop. The author, in her author's note, says that she wanted to write a book that felt like drinking a cup of cocoa, and it's perfectly that. It's perfectly that. In this world, it's not like Harry Potter, where there are some people who can do magic, witches and wizards and house elves and things, and people who can't, muggles. In this world, everybody technically has the ability to do magic, but society has evolved to a point where only the powerful, only the wealthy, only the societally elite are allowed to study and practice magic, and the general population is not only not allowed, it's criminalized if they practice unsanctioned magic. And because it's a society that has magic, magic has been pushed into daily life systems. And so they're things that kind of need maintenance. And the government has created programs for people who are allowed to do magic to go and perform these like routine updates. But of course, in this society, those programs break down and those updates don't happen the way that they should, and the population suffers. And it's extra frustrating because technically it's something that they could do for themselves, but that knowledge has been lost because they haven't been allowed to do it for themselves for so long. And even if it wasn't lost, they're still not allowed to do it. And it's about community, and it's about friendship, and it's about how sometimes those things are really scary to pursue for yourself, even if you want them. Even if you want community and you want friendship, sometimes it can be scary to know how to go about creating that for yourself. But doing it anyways. And there is a romantic subplot. And on that note, we need to talk about the concept of the book crush. Now, I know book boyfriend is a term that is around. And I mentioned this a little bit in my last video. But the book crush, when there is a romantic subplot, sometimes as a reader, you're reading the romantic subplot and you know that the main character has a crush on someone, and that's just part of the story, and you read it and it's nice and you want to see how it goes and how it evolves, and that's it. And other times you read a book with a romantic subplot and you yourself develop a book crush right along with that main character. Because of some books that I've read recently where there has been a romantic subplot, and I, as the reader, have been like, yeah, this is cutie, I want to see how this goes, but I have not developed a book crush. It's something that I've wanted to incorporate in my, review / rating system, sort of, in a condensed way. So this book has a super cutie, sweetie, romantic subplot. I myself did not develop a book crush while reading this book, but I loved it. I loved the book. Highly recommend. I don't think a good book is dependent upon there being a book crush element, but I do think that for people going into it, maybe knowing the vibe is helpful. So, loved the book. There are no points against it for me not developing a book crush, but I didn't. Also, I think that this book would make a stunning Studio Ghibli film. Stunning. It would be so beautiful. And they do book-to-movie translations like Howl's Moving Castle. In fact, the whole reason why I actually thought, holy moly, this would make a good Studio Ghibli film is because Kaz, the magically sentient spider plant assistant, reminded me a little bit of Calcifer. Reminiscent, not identical in any way, shape, or form, but that's what sparked the thought. And I was like, oh, this would be so beautiful. So, if you would like a copy of your own, there is a link in the description to a new copy through bookshop.org that supports independent bookstores instead of Amazon. So that's a fun little thought in case you're like, I need that book for myself. And with that, I hope y'all are reading things you're enjoying what you're reading, and I'll talk to you later.